Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. This is Carmen with Elemental Designs, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I alter and repurpose these 3 Easter plaques. I found these at Dollar General. They were 50 cents a pop because all of the Easter things are on clearance. So what I'm going to be doing is pretty much, as you saw, I removed the paper from the top. This is optional. You don't have to necessarily do it, especially if you're going to be gessoing, but it's just something that I wanted to do. And now I'm applying gesso with a sponge. I'm going to cover the entire surface of all 3 of these plaques. And I am also going to be adding a whole bunch of cute little embellishments to it. I get to play with a really fun product today, which is a new product by Decoart. It is called Texture. It is part of their Americana Decor line, and I love it. Love it. As you guys know, for the ones that have been in my channel for a while, anything metallic I love, and so yes. And so here I'm going to be using this texture paste, which is an acrylic paint. You can use it like a paint, or you can use it like a paste. You can use it for stencil. You can use it to just create dimension or texture. And let me tell you, I've played with them with stencils and without stencils, and oh my goodness, amazing. Love it. And so I'm using this stencil. This is a Decoart stencil, and it's got like all of these industrial kinds of sayings. I think it's part of the Andy Skinner line, if I'm not mistaken, but I'll leave the information down below, so if you guys are interested in finding the stencil, then you can go ahead and search for it, you know, at Decoart. And plus they also sell a lot of their things, you know, in all of the other local stores like Joann's and Michael's, you know, Hobby Lobby. Pretty much all the stores carry their products. And so this paste, you guys, the color that I'm using is Pearl, and like I said, it's just so creamy, it's so yummy, so amazing, and I really like it. I like it even more than their regular like modeling paste that you use on the stencils, or even their dimensional paste that you use in the stencil. They really hit the nail on the head with this paste right here. It is yum. That's all I can say. Now what I will say is that the dimension that you're going to achieve using stencil is going to be dependent on your stencil itself. If you have an extremely thin stencil, then you're not going to get much dimension. If your stencil is a little bit thicker, then yes, you're going to get more dimension, obviously, because the grooves, you know, for the design is going to be a little bit deeper. This stencil itself is not that thick. It is of a nice sturdy plastic, but it's really not that thick, so I didn't achieve too much dimension itself. However, I do really like the fact that everything stays nice and crisp. Now again, this is all dependent on the stencil that you're using. Now for added texture, what you can do is just kind of dab it on and apply it. You're gonna see me use this paste in 2 different ways, actually 3 different ways. I'm gonna be using it like you see here with the stencil. You're also gonna be seeing me just kind of add a little bit of the paste just freehand, and just kind of stick it in different areas and kind of create this really nice effect. Now as you guys saw here that I had to wipe this away, like I was saying, this paste is not really like your regular acrylic paints or your paste, okay? So if you do happen to make a mistake and you don't want it, you have to wipe it away really fast, because the paint, the thinner the layer of the paint is, or the paste is, the faster that it's going to dry. And once this baby dries, it is not going anywhere, you guys. I mean anywhere. I was really excited and surprised with the other technique that I used here, which is you guys are going to see in a little bit. I don't want to do too much of a spoiler, but I end up mixing the paste with some other things, and I love it. I think this is going to be definitely my new go-to when it comes to stenciling. I really do like it, and not so much because it's metallic, even though that's definitely a plus, because you can use it as it is, or you can mix it with a different color, or you can, you know, pretty much do other things to it, but pretty much because of the way that it just kind of lays itself when you apply it. So smooth, everything comes out nice and crisp. As long as you're, you know, gentle with it, you're gonna get a nice impression. And so I'm just gonna finish up adding all of these, you know, adding all of the stencil here. I think I'm gonna use 1 more stencil if I'm not mistaken. I think I end up using 2 more stencils, again all by Decoart. One of them is gonna have like bubbles, different size, you know, little circles, and then the other one's going to be with some gears and some stuff, because I wanted this to have a little steampunkish kind of feel to it, but I didn't want it to be like too overwhelmed with steampunk. But you guys are going to understand more or less where I'm going with it as you see, you know, all the pieces kind of coming together. Now this overall took me a total of 2 days, I would say, to do, only because I wanted to allow it to really thoroughly dry with every layer that I did. Like again, you guys are gonna see more or less of what I'm talking about. So here you guys kind of see me adding this freehand, and oh my god, it's so amazing when it dries, you guys. The texture, if you guys remember like the spiked ceilings from back in the day, when people used to do like the popcorn ceilings or the spiky ceilings, this leaves that kind of spikiness, and so stiff, like so nice and stiff. Like just how you see it here is exactly how it's gonna dry, and it's exactly how you're gonna be able to feel it. So super amazing. Those little hooks that you saw are the little hooks that pretty much you know, you use to hang them onto the wall. And so here I'm kind of going through some of my stencil folders, just trying to figure out, okay, like which one, you know, what do I want to use on this? Like what else do I kind of want to use on this? I know I wanted a little bit of gears in it. Don't mind the messiness of the stencils. I use my stencils quite often, so sometimes I clean them, sometimes I don't. I know it's not the best of you know, things to do, but here we go. So for this stencil, because there's a little bit more thickness to it, the bubbles really do stand out nicely. It's always recommended that you start with a clean stencil, at least on the surface that's going to be laying flat, because any kind of modeling paste or any kind of dried paint or anything like that that is on the back of the stencil is going to create little air pockets or sections where, you know, obviously your paste is going to seep under. So just make sure that at least the back of your stencils are clean, so that you don't end up messing the design and the patterns that you're trying to create. The tops is, you know, it's good to have the tops clean, but definitely the backs is the most important thing. Okay, so as you guys see, I'm just kind of adding it. I'm kind of recleaning the little edges here, all these little sections that look like you know, pieces of wood kind of put together, little wood planks. And here I'm kind of adding a little bit of the stencil, some of the gears, and I didn't go too crazy with the gears because I knew that I was going to be adding additional gears, you know, in the form of die cuts, you know, and also some little wooden gears that I have as well. So I add a little bit of just the gear impression, just so that it kind of shows through. So once I did all of this stenciling and all of that, I kind of let this whole thing dry. So here we are, it's the next day, and I'm kind of going through some of my little you know, baggies of chipboard pieces, because unfortunately when it comes to my chipboards, I need to develop a better system. Sometimes I'll just collect the little bits and pieces that I don't use from different projects, and I just kind of throw them all together in a little bag. And so here I'm just kind of looking through you know, what I'm going to be using, and all of these pieces were either used, all of these little die cuts that you see here are either from an actual die cut or from using the Cricut machine. Love that thing as well. Yes, you guys, I have fallen back in love with my crafts. I have I think I needed a little bit of time off. For those of you that are unaware, I did take some time off. I've been off of YouTube for a little over a month, just to kind of get myself you know, reconnected, right? Had to do a little bit of soul searching, but I have found myself, yay. And so here I am adding some gears and just cutting some gears apart, and just trying to figure out, okay, I need to make use of all these little bits and pieces, how I'm going to use them. Now, how I originally laid down my pieces is not always how the final project ends up being, because I forget. I'm in the moment and I'm like putting everything together, and I'm like, yes, I love it, this is the way that it's going to look. And then after I've done gessoed everything and painted everything and I go put things back together, I'm like, dang it, where did this go again? I'm sure a lot of that happens to you guys as well. So for the most part, I'm just kind of adding all of my little bits and pieces and trying to make them fit nicely in the areas that I want them to kind of, you know, show and stuff like that. So kind of fold them over the edge just so that I can kind of get an impression of the curvature, you know, the curve of the oval shape, so that I'm able to cut around it. Anything that kind of pops out, once I've glued them down and dried them, then I'll just, trim those little bits and pieces off. I'm trying to figure out which is the best way to kind of place this. And here, like I said, I'm just kind of going through all my little bits and pieces. I pulled out all the little bits of gears that I had left over. Definitely have to go and cut some more. And I don't double layer them unless I need to, unless it's something that I really want it to be like the focal point. So then I'll obviously, cut a whole bunch and just kind of glue one on top of the other and get a nice thick piece, or, go to the store and buy some. Buy yourself a little bag of like embellishments with gears and stuff like that. So this is like a mix of chipboard, wood shapes, as well as I believe I used some of those steampunk buttons, which are awesome, and I'm running really low. I have to go try to find another bag of those buttons. They're amazing, and the quantity is like, wow, they give you so much. And so everything is kind of like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. So I went layer, plaque by plaque, and I started jusseling and kind of layering everything, and then I just kind of left it all on the layer that it's supposed to be, so that I can kind of know, okay, these pieces go to this plaque. Because if I just did it all at the same time, would have saved me time, but then I would have been so hell of confused, like it would have been just crazy. So I kind of do it, as I go, just to I'm trying to figure out a different way of doing the things that I do. Usually, because my videos tend to be so long, I'm always on a time crunch, and I'm always trying to save time. And so I end up doing everything like all crazy. And I think that's part of the reason why I kind of became so kind of disconnected, because I felt like, why am I rushing through my art? Like, why am I always feeling like I have to rush through my projects? Like, it kind of took a little bit of the love away. So I'm trying to figure out a different way of kind of doing things, at least for the purpose of making videos. Obviously for my lives, you guys, it is going to be what it's going to be, but for at least for the videos, I'm trying to do things a little bit different. So definitely going through the speed process of it all. You guys are going to get a lot of videos from me, more videos from me now, but I will let you know that for the most part, I will not be doing much talking through them. They are going to be sped up. Hopefully this speed level is okay. Let me know, you guys, because this is really a 3-hour long video. And that's with pieces being taken out of it. Okay, so this is a 3-hour long video, you guys. So let me know if this speed is about five times the speed right now, if this speed is okay. It brought the video to about 24 minutes, which, let me know if that timing is okay with you guys as well, because again, I'm trying to do things in a way that I can take my time doing them, and I can always, figure out the rest of it during the editing. So let me know what you guys think about, what this process is like. Also, I would like to mention that a lot of the useful information when it comes to my channel and things like that are always going to be posted on my channel community section. So if, like, let's say now that I took some time off, I posted it there as opposed to making a video, because things like that for me is not about monetary gain. That was something that I just needed to kind of do, and so that's the reason why I didn't really make a video to say anything. I just pretty much just put a post. So if ever you're wondering what's going on with Carmen, I have. So yeah, you guys, I really enjoyed overall making these. This was really cool. And the fact that they were only, what was it, like 50 cents, 75 cents? I think they were 50 cents. I'm not sure. Was amazing. I'm doing the rest of this voiceover a few days later now, because I didn't get a chance to finish it that day. So the tone of my conversation might be a little different now. But yeah, so pretty much what, as you guys saw, oh, there goes my doggy Nina. So pretty much as you guys saw, I sprayed and I added all different kinds of, shimmer sprays and metallic lifting sprays to my chipboard pieces. I let them dry somewhat. I pretty much, you play with it until you feel comfortable, so you feel happy. And I wasn't really quite sure which way I wanted to go with this, but I got really inspired really fast. So I hope that you guys more or less enjoyed the rest of this process for this video. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to drop them down below, and I will do my best to answer them. I hope that you guys will enjoy the music for the rest of this video, because my dog is a little active and I don't know if I'm going to get another time to go ahead and do this voiceover again. So, yeah, it's that kind of day today. So, you guys, I will catch you on the next one. I go live every single Saturday at 7 p.m. I'm back on track. So my first live is today, May the 11th of 2019, just in case you're watching this in the future. Um, you'll see me live streaming, and I do all different kinds of projects from start to finish with no speed through. So yeah, catch me there and enjoy the rest of the music and enjoy the rest of the video. Bye. you.